And that's when I realized you better get plan B, C, D, E, F, and G. Otherwise, you're going to starve to death in the America. The America is not a place you live in. It's a video game that you survive. You know, I'm not only an American, I'm an Americanist. I survive America in spite of what it wants to do to people like me.
Hello, CraftyAndy here, and this is Crafty Arts, where we art. All this talk of video stores and Blockbuster reminded me of the worst but best job I've ever had. What do I mean by that? Well, there's a lot to unpack here. So the emphasis, the point I want to make is that there's a lot to gain by going outside of your comfort zone, whether it be a type of job or a social gathering or an event, anything. Just trying something that you're not used to. In my case, it was a insurance sales job. Let me tell you up front, I hate sales, I hate retail, I hate dealing with customers. They all suck, all those jobs suck, and if I can go through the rest of my life never dealing with a retail job or anything of that nature, or a sales job, I'll be a happy camper. I could be infected with some kind of crippling disease.
Corona, the virus infecting us all.
I'll be more happy with that if it means I just don't have to worry about ever working retail or customer service ever again.
Shut up and get out of here, you idiot.
Mind your business.
Ma'am, I guarantee you, devil, the mafia's not gonna get what they want.
But I did take a sales job anyways. Up north in Michigan, around Leroy, almost said it, Leroy, Michigan. Leroy, Michigan is just a small little village. There's a city nearby, Cadillac, but there wasn't a lot in the way of lucrative jobs. You had restaurants, grocery stores, maybe a computer repair shop. That's about it. I took a stock job at Walmart. So I was working minimum wage, midnights. During the day, I was working at a sawmill, and my husband, at the time my boyfriend, he was working minimum wage at the college, and at the same time attending college. Now, I took this sales job because I saw it as a possible opportunity to move ahead, and really, let's be realistic here. If I worked at Walmart as stock, what would happen there over the course of 10 years or 5 years even? Would I be a manager? Well, I mean, that's either involving someone quitting, moving to a new store, or just outright dying. So that's not going to work out for me. So I went ahead, took the sales job, went through the interview process, and then I had to go to school. So it was about a week worth of classes training us for the insurance exam. It took me about 3 times to pass it. Almost half a year later, my husband took it and he passed it the first try. Smart ass. But nonetheless, I passed it and I was in. Keep in mind too, you have to pay the state $50 to do this every time. So I got my insurance license. It was going to be 100% commission based, meaning that if you don't sell your insurance product, you don't make any money that day, period. You don't eat. And this is how it was set up. 2 days out of the week, we went into the office, 8 a.m., had an hour-long meeting to get us all pumped up and ready for the phone calling.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. You call yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch? You got leads. Mitch and Murray paid good money. Get their names to sell them. You can't close the leads you're given. You can't close shit. You are shit. Hit the bricks, pal, and beat it, because you are going out.
And then 9 o'clock, we would do phone calls, setting up appointments with seniors. This is all focused on people who are retired or close to retirement. So people 55 and up to around 75 would be the highest we would go in terms of age. Because there's not a lot you can do for a person after that point. So we call these people from 9 a.m. to 5. However, if you didn't make your appointments, the amount that you needed, you'd be there until 9 p.m. So you're working all these hours and you're not getting paid. Remember, this is 100% commission. So if you don't sell, you ain't getting paid. So we set up our appointments and we would go out in the field with our manager at first, being trained. And most of the time they would have you sent out as a partner. So no matter who made the appointment, if you make a sale, you both split it 50-50. And once again, this is a person who's shy, who doesn't really interact with people that well actively. I never really went out of my way to be friendly with people, and all of a sudden I have to do this.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Great tan, Marcus.
I remember the first meetings I went to, going off the midnight schedule. I knew the type of environment I was in. I had to look good, I had to feel good, or at least look like I felt good.
That's a wonderful suit. Looks so soft.
Your compliment was sufficient, Louis.
And during the meeting, I was ready to fall asleep. But I knew if I was just sitting there looking down or falling asleep, I'd be singled out. There's only about 10 people in total in this room, with the vice president of our insurance branch talking to us. So I literally sat there with one of my hands underneath the desk, taking a pen and just inserting it into my skin as hard as I can, without piercing it, of course. But it helped me keep my eyes open, and I had such a splitting headache afterwards, because even if you feel tired and you get those little micro naps in there, you won't feel like shit later on in the day once you hit your second wind, or at least get a little nap in there. But no, after that, I was, oh God, my head was spinning. That was just an example of overcoming some challenges. But the other challenge was meeting people, being friendly with them, saying, "Hi, how you doing? I'm Andy. What's your name?" That is fantastic.
I'm Donald Kimball.
Hi, Pat Bateman. Nice to meet you.
No, I'm okay.
Pollinars?
No, I'm okay.
Can you bring Mr.
Kimball.
Mr. Kimball a bottle of
No,
Apollo?
really, I'm okay.
It's no problem.
Not as corny, but there was a script to follow that you had to read and train yourself. So it made me a better actor, if you will. It made me be able to start conversations and keep a conversation going. It also eliminated a lot of my verbal quirks. Some people, when they think that they make noises.
Well, because honestly, the thing is that
For me, it was saying, or ending a sentence with, or starting a sentence with, you know what I mean, We would critique each other all the time on how we perform, but it was necessary in order to earn trust from the people that you're sitting down with. So out in the field, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're driving around to these appointments, sitting down with people and discussing their livelihood, their retirement. We'd sell life insurance, we'd sell health insurance regarding Medicare, long-term care, and indexed annuities. To put it briefly, we'd sell them in an investment option that takes them out of the market and puts them in an option to gain money to keep up with inflation, but not lose all of it if the market crashes. I have to say I feel pretty good helping a lot of people in that, because I know the market just crashed a few months ago because of Corona. So I know those people that I helped out, about 8 years ago now, those people are fine if they stuck with it. And there was a lot of regulation regarding insurance. So let's say, for instance, I can't sell a health insurance plan to a person if they're going to pay more money for less benefits. In fact, it's illegal. You can get fined and even put in jail for it. And that's not to say it all went well. There were times where I didn't get paid and we had bills to pay. There were times I got paid pretty well. Let's say I had like $800 in 1 week or $1,000 in 1 week. Well, we had to spend that all for bills to catch up for the previous weeks I didn't make money. I mean, minimum wage didn't pay that much at all. Not to mention all the gas that we're spending money on to drive between appointments. I must have met well over 100 people within that year I worked there. Poor, rich, nice, mean, bitter, stupid. I kept track of the more noteworthy encounters, but I'll save that for another time. There was just an insane amount of stress. I was working 60 hours a week on average, because when Friday would roll around, we would go on the phones. If we didn't make our appointments, we'd work until 9 p.m., and then we'd have to come in Saturday to try to make more appointments rather than actually have a weekend to ourselves. So there would be times where I'd only have 1 day off during the week, and it was insane. I mean, I could probably go on for for a long time describing some of the situations we were in. But to keep on topic, the most important thing is that I went outside my comfort zone, and it made me a better person overall, at least in terms of social skills, being more confident, having a better work ethic. Let me tell you, my work ethic was still stuck in that whole easy mentality of go to your day job, work a few hours here and there, come home, play some video games, eat, sleep, repeat the process. And maybe I'll get something done with my hobby or my prospects of making YouTube videos. Maybe I'll get that done a little bit later. Yeah, there we go. Well, I guess I used up all the day playing a video game. Well, shit. Tomorrow I'll do it.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it!
Yeah, that shit kind of went out the window after that job. So any good, decent job, you're gonna take something away from it, even if it's one as stressful as the one I took. Would I recommend anyone trying that type of business out? I don't know. It depends on your situation. I mean, we had overdrawn bank accounts. There was a time where I thought everything was just over. I was literally about to just make a little quick video saying, like, yep, I'm done. And there was a time where my husband got hired on to try to double our chances, if you will, to make more sales. But we only had one car. It was a mess. It was a mess, to say the least. But thankfully, my husband came through because he kept actually making connections and talking to people. Talking to real people outside of the business, outside of work, making friends and what have you. Thankfully, things worked out and we got out of, he got to Ohio first, and then after trying to tough it out for a couple more months because I had a big payout coming out, there was a short time, I thought that this would be the thing I was going to do, but I couldn't escape this itching desire to actually be creative, draw, make videos, things like that. I could not get rid of that, and then if I stuck there, no matter how good I got, no matter how much money I might have made, like some other people were, I'd just be looking back, thinking, what if? I'd probably be a bitter asshole by the time I hit retirement age of that. So thankfully, my husband came through, got himself a decent job out of state, and then I was able to follow behind him with his support and our support of each other. But yeah, if it wasn't for him, I would have been stuck there, and I can tell you right now that the floor would have fallen all out beneath us, the way things were going. Because I was hitting that point where I had a big payout, but then I wasn't making any more appointments that much. I was having a real hard time making any more sales, and I just thought, yeah, I gotta get out of here. I gotta either get another job around this area, no matter how shitty it is, just to make ends meet, or get out of state and join down south with my husband. Yeah, overall, I say it gave me more than it took away, because we were able to move out because of this job. The first time, we were able to move from Michigan to Ohio because of this job, and because of the great people I worked with, I was able to even get payouts after I quit and afford a lot of the things we needed to make some headway into paying off debts, the overdrawn bank accounts, things of that nature. So maybe I'll get into more depth of some of the stories, some of the encounters I had, but I just wanted to make a video discussing how important it is to actually take risks. If I didn't take that risk, I wouldn't be here where I am right now. If I didn't take that risk, I would have been stuck up north in Michigan. If my husband didn't take the risk, we'd be stuck in Michigan. So it was up to us both, not giving into stress, not giving into despair, just not giving up on each other in order to make a life for ourselves.
I don't have talent, I have tenacity. I have discipline, I have focus, and I know without any illusion where I come from and what I can go back to. Head manager of a Haagen-Dazs in Georgetown in Washington, D.C. on Wisconsin Avenue at the intersection of Wisconsin and O Street, making $3.75 an hour, $4 an hour, something like that.
Well, there's a lot of the experiences there I would like to block out in my head, but I know it's important to hang on to that because I want to remember where we came from and what we had to work out of in order to establish ourselves. So that's it. If you have any questions or you have any suggestions of what you would like to hear me talk about next, feel free to comment. Next will be a bigger episode regarding Undertale, probably around this time. If you want to see me live and interact with me there, it's on Twitch, Monday through Thursday at 4 p.m. I do artwork and video editing. Friday at 4 p.m. is gaming, as well as Sunday at 8 p.m. is gaming on Twitch/CraftyAndy iGymTM. If you have any experiences or suggestions you'd like to share, then by all means, comment down below. I also have prints for art on sale at the Art Pal store. Other than that, yeah, these are just my thoughts. Have a nice day.